In this video, we will guide you through what to expect in the next expansion, ranking each major change from a thumbs up to a thumbs down. Feral got a major rework, and it's pretty clear what Blizzard is trying to do here. They're making the spec way more forgiving to play, even if that means trimming back some of the high-end min-max potential. The goal is to truly shrink the skill gap between top-rated Ferals and everyone else. Is that a good trade-off? Well, that's what we're here to figure out as we dive into everything Feral is bringing into Midnight. Midnight will launch in March at the start of next year. That means we still have a few more months of the War Within, which is plenty of time to hit your goals this season. And while you're waiting for Midnight, we recently updated all of our class courses for Season 3, giving you everything you'll need to rank up fast, including videos on how to perfect your rotation or how to get the perfect opener. We cover everything you need to play just like a gladiator in PvP. We even take concepts like positioning and break them down into step-by-step guides. It's like questing, but instead of experience, you gain rating. We even offer a 14-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee for those of you who just want to try us out. So after this video, be sure to click the link below for an exclusive discount to get started. For now, back to the video. First up, let's take a look at the upcoming class changes. Druid didn't get anything earth-shattering on the class side, but there were a couple of solid quality of life tweaks. Heart of the Wild is now on a 2-minute cooldown, and the big highlight is that you can use it to cast an empowered ability depending on what form you're in. Yeah, it's definitely weaker than the old double frenzied regen in terms of raw survivability, but it does give you a bit more team utility. Renewal is gone, and we are left with just Asina's Renewal. Whenever you take a hit for more than 12% of your max health, you automatically heal for 10% of your health. This can only happen once every 30 seconds. This change results in a weaker heal, but it does have the benefit of working while you're stunned. If you pair it with a pre-bear and bark skin, you become significantly harder to kill. If you haven't been paying attention to reapplying Mark of the Wild, you're definitely going to want to start now. With the new Gift of the Wild talent, Mark gives you 6% versatility, and that's way too much value to let fall off. Given that Feral didn't really see many negative changes, we're giving the updates a thumbs up overall. Asina's Renewal is great for survivability, and the extra versatility from Gift of the Wild is a very welcome bonus. Now though, let's take a look at the biggest changes to the spec tree. We can't even count how many Ferals have told us they hate Blood Talons. Well, now's the time to rejoice because Blood Talons is completely gone. With add-ons going away, tracking snapshotted bleeds was a huge concern for Ferals, so this change is honestly a relief. Sure, it makes the spec easier, but in a no add-on world, it's absolutely the right call. Tiger's Fury itself hasn't changed, but Blizzard actually went out of their way to update the bleed icons while Tiger's Fury is active. You can now instantly tell whether you're using an empowered bleed, which means no more accidentally overwriting it. This is another great example of Blizzard showing some real foresight and giving players the tools they need in a no add-on world. In addition to Blood Talons, Brutal Slash and Adaptive Swarm are gone, along with Berserk Frenzy. This definitely hurts Feral's burst window, so expect even more emphasis on sustained pressure. To make up for it, Blizzard reworked Ashamane's guidance, bringing Incarnation down to a 90-second cooldown. There is a ton of potential here, but whether this ends up being a win or a loss is going to depend entirely on tuning. Pet classes better watch out because the new Blood Splattered talent is absolutely insane. Every rip you have active increases the damage of Ferocious Bite by 2%, up to a massive 20%. This is going to melt Demonology Warlocks, Unholy Death Knights, and Beast Mastery Hunters. Ferals are about to become a nightmare for pet-heavy specs. Hunger for Battle is a new talent for Midnight, and it might have some niche value against pet classes. Every time you kill a target with Rip, you gain a stacking damage increase and some extra energy. This may end up being a low-impact talent overall, but in the past, your Primal Wrath Rips were deleting random pets left and right, which could give this talent some value. We now have Lunar Inspiration and Chomp sharing a choice node. Chomp is an absolutely massive hit, dealing 900% of your attack power, and its crits hit for 3 times the damage. For perspective, a 5 combo point Ferocious Bite is only 730%, so Chomp is just flat out insane, especially if it crits. There is a small downside. You can only use it when you're below 30% energy or within a tight 2-second window, and it doesn't generate combo points. Still, if you line it up properly, this talent has the potential to obliterate someone during a setup. There are a few other minor changes, but the only remaining talents worth highlighting are found in a new choice node that empowers Feral Frenzy. Focused Frenzy reduces Feral Frenzy's cooldown to 30 seconds, letting it line up perfectly with Tiger's Fury for super consistent burst windows, or you can take Frantic Frenzy, which transforms the ability into an AoE Feral Frenzy. Both options are solid, and which one you take will depend entirely on whether you want single target or more cleave potential. Overall, Feral in Midnight is getting some pretty major changes. Some players are going to love the smoother, more forgiving rotation, while others will definitely miss the min-max potential that Blood Talons offered. But either way, we're giving these changes a thumbs up. Blizzard simplified the spec in ways that actually feel healthy, especially in a no add-on environment. Now, in case you've been out of the loop, Midnight also introduces some brand new Apex talents. These are meant to be power-ups specifically tailored for each spec, centering one core mechanic. The new Apex talents are called Unseen Predator, and they are definitely interesting. Most specs get Apex talents that tie neatly into one core ability, but Feral's is actually focused on a proc specific to Unseen Predator. The first talent gives Ferocious Bite a 15% chance per combo point to teleport you to an enemy within 30 yards and use one of 2 special unseen attacks. The next Unseen Predator talent makes your unseen attacks give you a flat bonus damage. This is a nice passive damage boost, but nothing too special. And the final Unseen Predator talent makes Tiger's Fury trigger an unseen attack after your next 2 combo point generators. But the second half is where things get interesting. It also increases the damage of Rip and unseen attacks by 30%. A flat 30% buff to Rip is huge. It suddenly puts Rip in real competition with Ferocious Bite and does a lot to compensate for the loss of Blood Talons in terms of output. The whole point of these talents is to reward you for actually spending your combo points correctly, with the end goal of making Ferocious Bite feel way more impactful. Honestly, this is a good direction, as it brings back some of that min-max flavor Feral was known for. Now though, let's take a look at the brand new hero talents coming in Midnight. Wild Stalker has pretty much been the only choice during War Within, so let's start by looking at what new talents were added to the tree. Green Thumb increases the rate at which Bloodseeker vines grow. This is essentially the 11.22 set without the added benefit of Tiger's Fury spreading the vines. Patient Custodian is a new addition, and it gives you a 6% boost to your bleeds and all other damage over time effects. This is a really solid addition since it buffs Bloodseeker vines and even Feral Frenzy, giving you more sustained damage and burst potential. Our final node follows the same trend as the first, which is basically a weaker version of the current tier bonus, but this one actually comes with a twist. Bloodseeker Vines now has a 20% chance to trigger bursting growth every 2 seconds, which is just more passive damage. Could we actually see Druid of the Claw make a comeback? Honestly, maybe. It's been on life support for a while. The first is Limb from Limb, which just bumps up the auto attack proc chance of Ravage, and if you haven't even bothered opening this tree before, trust us, we get it. Ravage is the keystone that turns your Ferocious Bite into a big hit that also cleaves nearby targets. So this talent is basically Blizzard saying, hey, what if that thing you barely ever see happened a bit more? Our second talent is Exacerbating Wounds, which makes Dreadful Wounds increase the bleed damage enemies take by 8% as long as the debuff is active. This is a pretty decent change, especially since you'll have really high uptime on Dreadful Wounds. In practice, you can almost treat it like a flat 8% damage buff to your bleeds across the board. The final addition is Twin Claw, and this one is pretty simple. Any melee attack you press now has a chance to fire off an extra hit. It's free damage, and it will absolutely add up over the course of a match. Overall, the hero talents are looking strong. Most of them are on the passive side, but they add consistent value and enhance the spec without forcing you to change your playstyle. We're giving these additions a solid thumbs up. But we're not done yet, because let's wrap things up with some PvP talent changes. Feral didn't see any PvP talent changes, which is a real missed opportunity. Most of the options remain underwhelming, so this is exactly the time Blizzard should have taken a fresh look at the spec. Given how nothing has changed when it absolutely needed to, we're going to give the PvP talents a thumbs down. But what is our overall impression of Feral in Midnight? Blizzard clearly put a lot of thought into how Feral would function without add-ons, and the result is a much more streamlined spec. Some Ferals might be upset since it lowers the skill ceiling and removes a bit of the min-maxing, but making the class more approachable and intuitive is a solid win in our eyes. And did you know that every expansion we help thousands of healers just like you hit their rating goals? Like Gizmo here, a Resto Druid hard-stuck rival with over 5,000 games played, who gained over 600 rating in a few weeks just by using skill cap. Our damage and healing courses save you weeks or even months of your time, condensing down everything you need to know into bite-sized videos. You don't have to be scared to sign up because we have a rank of guarantee that promises you will gain at least 400 rating while using our service. So if you're serious about climbing, visit the discount link below to get started. Anyway guys, we want to thank you all for watching. See you soon.